Hello, thanks for joining me today. In this video, we're going to answer some common home building questions. Number one is, what is the average or starting lot price in our area? Number two, what is the cost to build a 1,700 square foot ranch? And what is your price per square foot? And number three is, what's your build time? So those are three questions that I got from somebody that I talked with on the phone today, a potential client. He actually lives in Illinois and he's thinking about moving to Wisconsin. So we're located in Wisconsin, and when it came to the question, what is the starting lot price point in the Racine and Kenosha area, so kind of the southeast Wisconsin area would be the area that I'd be talking about with lot prices. So in Kenosha, the starting lot price seems to be right around $40,000, and it can range and go all the way up to $65,000 to $70,000, and even past there depending on how large the property is. In Racine, as you go a little bit further north, the lot prices start at $30,000. There's a little more inventory in Racine as far as lots compared to Kenosha. Now, as we go back down south and even south of the city of Kenosha into Pleasant Prairie, which is right there on the Illinois-Wisconsin border, there are hardly any lots for sale there. So those lots are going to start in the 70s. There's a neighborhood called Village Green that still has lots available there. As we get further north, so we go from Kenosha to Racine, then into Oak Creek, Franklin, and Milwaukee. As we get into Oak Creek and Franklin, there's hardly anything available for lots. So those lot prices are going to start in the 70s as well. It's pretty much supply and demand. If there's not a lot of lots available, then people can charge more. If there's a surplus of lots available, then people have to keep their prices low. As you get further north and west into the Menominee Falls, Pewaukee, Waukesha areas, the lot prices are going to be probably starting, again, upper 70s, 80s, even into hundreds of thousands of dollars for some of the new subdivisions located in Menominee Falls and Pewaukee. So that would be starting price point for a lot. If you're looking in the Racine area, lots start at $30,000, and those are going to be, quarter acre lots. You're probably going to be building a home that's, from 1,500 square feet to, 1,900 square feet. In Kenosha, the lot prices start in the 40s. So it's going to cost you about $10,000 more to build in Kenosha than it will in Racine. The second question that was asked was, what is it going to cost me to build a 1,700 square foot ranch? That's what this potential client wanted to build. And so the answer that I gave him was approximately $230,000 is what I think a pretty good starting point cost is to build a ranch at 1,700 square foot. And that comes out to be about $135 a square foot. That does include, it includes lot improvements, it includes a little bit of a grass landscape allowance, concrete driveway, building permits, anything that it takes to basically attach the home to the lot. That also is going to include some nicer flooring, wood floors in the foyer, kitchen eating area, tile in the master bath, granite countertops in the kitchen, and some nicer finishes with your light fixtures and plumbing. So $230,000 I think is a pretty good, realistic starting price if you're going to build a 1,700 square foot ranch. And then it can go up from there. Because that's one of the other questions that I get all the time is, what is your price per square foot? And it's such a loaded question because not one builder is going to be $135 a square foot, and then this other builder is going to be $155 per square foot. It all depends on the size of the home, number one. Number two, the finishes that are going to be in the home. So if we have a base home with nothing in it, vinyl floors, laminate countertops, we're not adding any extras into it, and that home costs $125 a square foot to build, and then you have the same floor plan that has granite countertops, hardwood floors, upgraded cabinets, plumbing fixtures, that house is probably going to be around $140 a square foot to build. And then it comes down to the design of the home. If you're building a home that has 8-foot ceilings throughout, as opposed to a home that has 11 or 12-foot ceilings in the home, it's obviously going to be a lot more per square foot for the home with the larger ceilings. So price per square foot is one of those things that you really have to pay attention to if you're a client. When you ask that question, you need to know what is included in that price per square foot. So when you're asking each builder, what's your price per square foot, you know what's included with that price per square foot. Sorry for saying price per square foot 4 times. And then the third and final question of our broadcast today would be the build time. So in our area, we're going to be building, starting from scratch, digging the hole, stick framing the house, which means we're not bringing in wall panels to build the home. We're bringing in basically a bunk of 2x4s, 2x10s, 2x12s, whatever we need to make the house, and we're stick framing everything. So the build time for a 1,700 square foot ranch is probably going to be right around 5 months from the time that we break ground until the time that you move into the house. If it's a 2,500 square foot home to 3,000 square foot home, we're going to be pushing into the 6 months. And I mean, if we get into some of the bigger, larger, 4,500 to 6,000 square foot homes, that could take almost a year depending on the floor plan. But an average build time from start to finish is 5.5 months. Now, you have to consider the time that you're going to take to put your plans together and come up with your pricing, which is going to be approximately a month to finalize your plans, get your pricing together, and basically have what you need to give to the bank. Now, the bank is going to take, and they're going to do a construction loan here in Wisconsin, and the bank is going to take 4 weeks, so 1 month, on their process. So all in all, we have a total of 2 months before we even break ground. So all in all, from the time that you walk in the door and commit to building a home, the overall amount of time from that starting point until the time you move in is going to be about 7.5 to 8 months. So that's a pretty good time frame to plan for. So I hope those answered some of the questions that you might have. If you have any other questions that I didn't address today, leave me a comment and I will definitely get back with you, and I could maybe even do another live broadcast and answer some of those questions. Thanks for joining me. This is Jason Lawrence, and this is Home Building Knowledge. Thanks again for your time. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of the day.